It's time for Dodger baseball.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers win!
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball.
Grand slam!
It's a double for Freddie. They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. This is the most anticipated season in Dodgers history.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation Dodgers Dugout Live Trade Deadline Special. We are 1 hour away until the buzzer goes off, until the pencils go down, until the trade deadline ends, and there's no more players to add. If you want to bolster your roster, if you want to solidify your rotation, if you want to add another bat or another reliever, it better happen in the next hour, because after that, the postseason rosters, they will be in play, and there's really no one to add after that is of any impact. So we have tons to get into, guys. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show and Dodgers Dugout Live and everything rolled into one, because this is the Dodgers trade deadline special. We got updates on Crochet, on Jack Flaherty. I got the beer ready in my 2020 World Series Championship little glass here. Take a sip for you guys. Those are the haters' tears that think the Dodgers play checkbook baseball. I got the shoey ready to celebrate if something big time goes down. We're going to get into all. You guys see, I'm dressed to the nines. This is from a designer named Blucci, not Gucci, but lots to get into, guys. Lots to get into. Tanner Scott traded to the Padres. And for me, my big takeaway there is lots of pitchers are starting to move. Lots of pitchers that have been linked to the Dodgers, the Yusei Kikuchis, the Tanner Scotts, Jack Flaherty, the Dodgers have reportedly been in the mix with, along with the Yankees and the Red Sox and some other teams. But every time I see a pitcher not named Crochet, then I feel a little better. And I've been hearing some stuff on the side, and it could come down to 3 o'clock is all I'm going to say, but we'll see what happens, because a deal like Crochet, a deal that involves major prospects and possibly an extension, I'm just saying, that takes time, and that's down to the wire. Will it happen? Not guaranteeing anything, but I am certainly ready to celebrate if something does go down. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show, the #1 Dodgers postgame show, Dodgers Live here, Dodgers Dugout. Really, it's like every show combined into one. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation Deadline Special, where we have passed 94,000 subscribers, so we will be giving away a jersey. Wait till later. We're going to be doing it live on this show. We're going to pick one person from the live. You have to be watching this show live to get the jersey, and it's an authentic Dodgers jersey for the player that the Dodgers trade for. Right now, it could be a Ahmed Rosario, which I cooked up a Photoshop for Ahmed Rosario on the Dodgers, and yeah, I mean, he is looking great in Dodger blue. I heard that Ahmed Rosario is extremely pumped to be back with the Dodgers, so that definitely is a good thing. So we could be Ahmed Rosario, could be a Tommy Edman. We'll talk about the latest on Tommy Edman. Could it be a Crochet? Could it be a Jack Flaherty? We'll see, but we're giving away a jersey live on this show. You have to claim it on the show. So be on the lookout. All you have to comment is "Let Friedman cook." Frankie Lopez, appreciate you. Suit goes crazy. I only bust this out for special occasions, and this trade deadline is certainly that. By the way, you can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. And yeah, let's get some comments before we really dive into this one. Doug looks so happy for nothing. Hey, I'm always happy to talk Dodger baseball. D-Mac looking fly. Thanks. Right back at you. I'm sure looking fly. Alejandro, apologies to your bosses. I'm pretty sure you guys own your companies anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. Hopefully you have us opened up in a separate window. Keep those Twitter things moving. Bob Nightingale just tweeted out 1 hour remains until the trade deadline, with two of the game's biggest starters still on the market: Crochet, the Chicago White Sox, and Jack Flaherty of the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers continue to be engaged. Let Friedman cook. We need to make a big noise. We got Let Friedman cook. You guys are firing away down below. Let Friedman cook. Hunter Snooks. Yeah, keep calling me. Let Friedman cook. I got our producer, D-Mac. How does Friedman spin this if and when we do nothing? Let's cross that bridge if and when we get there. How about we talk about that after, and we'll evaluate that on the spot. Flaherty, Snell, and De La Cruz. So much popping, guys. Let me see if I got any super chats down below. We got I'm in the house. What's up, Craig? Let Friedman cook. Let Friedman cook. Yeah, all these are being calculated and taken into account, and definitely you will get a winner at some point during the show. This show could go for 2 hours long, could go for 1.5 hours long, could go for 10 hours long. Hey, just stick with us, and you will be a winner. We got giveaways all season long, and if Andrew Fried makes a big move at the deadline in 1 hour, well, guess what? That will be the first mega blockbuster deal that we've seen from Andrew Friedman at the deadline. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Friedman likes getting nervous, D-Mac. Hey, for me, it's more nervous, tension, excitement. I live for this stuff, okay? Good. Look, for me, I drink when the Dodgers win. I drink more when the Dodgers lose, okay? Either way, we're going to be just fine as Dodgers fans. But let's see if we can make something happen. I think really the first big takeaway here is the moves that we've seen so far in the last 24 hours. You had 2 top 5 prospects for the Houston Astros and their number 19 prospects, Billy Wagner's son. They get dealt for Yusei Kikuchi. We're talking about a massive haul for maybe at best a number 3 starter who has nights where he pitches like a number 2. The prospect capital cost is so extremely high right now. The market is outrageous. It is outrageous when you look at how much teams are giving up to go out there and make impact moves. And that's why I feel like if you're the Dodgers, sure, you don't have the top prospects like the Orioles, but what you do is you have that financial muscle. You have the ability to sign an extension. And with Garrett Crochet, also represented by CAA, who also represents Shohei Ohtani with his agent Esbolello, by him leaking that he would only pitch deep into the postseason with an extension by protecting his best asset, protecting number 1, that's his arm. Well, the Dodgers, they're one of the only teams, if not the only team out there, that might be crazy enough to give a pitcher who's only been a full-time starter, an elite full-time starter for 4 months, a lucrative extension north of $100+ million. How many teams out there are crazy enough to do that? I think the Dodgers are one of the few. Let Friedman cook. Let Friedman cook. We got Cody or Beer. We got Omar Lariz. Let Friedman cook and make a big trade. Lots of let Friedman cook. See, we have those. Anytime I see a fire take, guys.
Fire take.
Mason Miller for a Dodger dog and a junior prospect. I don't think. Who says no, right? And who says no? Fire Brandon Gomes that nothing happens. Let's keep going down here. Yeah, what are your thoughts right now? What are your feelings as far as the Dodgers trade deadline? What does your gut tell you right now? Let D-Mac cook. I'll make that one eligible for sure. But yeah, so latest is the Rangers. They acquired Andrew Chafin. So you've had some that have linked Nathan Eovaldi to the Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Rangers clearly aren't in full punt mode, despite the fact that they are not leading their division. But Andrew Chafin, I mean, he's having a really solid season. So does this mean that Nathan Eovaldi is not available? I mean, probably. And you look at where the American League West is, the Rangers aren't selling at 3.5 games back. They're not. So I think I've heard a lot of Nathan Eovaldi. I never bought into it because I never thought the Rangers would go in full sell mode. So I didn't invest too much time in that. Bruce Davis, D-Mac, will we get a starter or an outfielder? Let Friedman cook. What up, Kelly Oshiro? We got Matt Golan. Dodgers were another team in the end for Tanner Scott. They may have triggered the Padres to do so. Yeah, the Dodgers are always going to look to improve, especially when it's a natural trade partner in the Marlins. And make no secret about it, Tanner Scott's been the best reliever in all of Major League Baseball since the start of the 2023 season. And Tanner Scott certainly is a guy that would have helped this team tremendously because Evan Phillips is having the worst year of his career in Dodger Blue. Alex Vesia having the best year of his career in Dodger Blue. Velocity was down a little bit. The bullpen has pitched more innings since the beginning of July than any team out there. They've been heavily taxed. And you look at Tanner Scott, there's no doubt about it. He was fantastic. A 1.89 ERA, 32.1 strikeout rate, and a 3.7 F4 since the start of 2023. That F4 is the tops in Major League Baseball. But forget how good he is. He's not a Dodger, so who cares? But they did have success with Hader, who dominated in that NLDS win over the Dodgers in 2022. But the most important thing is the package that they gave up. And the Padres, they get Tanner Scott, and they gave up, and they also get Brian Hoeing as another pitcher, and that was in exchange for Robbie Snelling, Adam Mazur, and Graham Pauley, and Jay Bashirs. So you look at that haul, that is an extremely, extremely high haul, an extremely aggressive move by the Padres to go out there and get that deal done. So was it overpay? I don't think there's such thing as an overpay in this market. I truly don't believe that. I mean, ask the people who overpaid for their houses in Los Angeles in 2001 if they overpaid, right? So I think for me, it just, if you think that making these acquisitions can put you over the top, then it's not an overpay. And I think you're certainly, if you're the Dodgers, you are willing to give up top prospects. And the good thing about the deals we saw yesterday and the moves that they made with Miguel Vargas, I love me some Miggy Varg. It was a tough night for me, but I wish him nothing but the best. I think he's going to flourish, and it's the best for his career to get that opportunity. But if you look at the prospects that they gave up, there really was no one there that's going to preclude the Dodgers from going out there and making a big swing at the end. And you look at acquiring a Ahmed Rosario and acquiring a Tommy Edman. Well, guess what? Those are players that can help this team on the margin. So we'll talk a little bit more about them, but I want to focus on the top of the show on the biggest names available, and that's Garrett Crochet and that's Jack Flaherty. I will plant my flag right here. And I've kind of gone on the deep end. A month ago, I predicted the Dodgers would trade for Garrett Crochet. If I'm wrong, I'll take the L. I also pushed for a Jack Flaherty trade a month ago as well, a little over that. And the point is, they need one of these two guys. If you want to give this team the best chance to win the World Series, you have to add D-Mac for president. That's a hilarious take. D-Mac, you should make a shoey. Yeah, there's going to be lots of shoeys if they pull off a big deal. I guarantee you that. But with this next hour unfolding, sure, Tyler Glasnow, he is elite. He has the talent level to be a frontline starter that can carry you throughout the postseason. Well, wait a second. I see people freaking out about trading for Garrett Crochet because he's reached his innings limit or he's blown past his career high in innings pitched, yet you have a guy in Tyler Glasnow who you traded for and you extended despite the fact that he has also dealt with some injury history. He's had some durability concerns in the past. And if you look at heading into this season, Tyler Glasnow, the most innings he'd ever pitched in a regular season was 120. The most starts he's ever made was 21. Well, guess what? We are in late July, and he already has 114 innings pitched. That's 6 off his career high, and he's made 19 starts. That's 2 off his career high. But you still went out there, you made the move for Tyler Glasnow. Why wouldn't you go out there and make a risky, high-risk, high-reward move for a Garrett Crochet? The reason why some of these guys are concerned is because they throw gas. Thank you. Appreciate that, Jaime Bardagon. Let D-Mac Cook look at that suit fire. Hey, man, this is how I dress, too. I go to this. You think this is just for this show? No, my friends get pissed off. I'll wear this to their weddings. I'll wear this to my wife's kind of black tie events. I don't care. I'm all Dodger blue all day, to all 24/7, 365. We got a super chat from Friendly Neighborhood Bartender. D-Mac looking fresh with that Dodger suit. You just send me the link so I can get one. I got you, man. Blue cheap. Not Gucci, blue cheap. We got Crochet, Anderson, Flaherty in that order. D-Mac for GM. Hey, I got my guy Andrew Friedman. I think he's... Hey, hopefully he's adding some spices. He's got that filet mignon cooking, right? It's not we need the Michelin chef meal, and hopefully that's what's happening, right? We got Dodgers did it. They got their guy Rosario, World Series. Here they come. D-Mac, I'm still waiting to see Bo Bichette come to our Dodgers in the next few minutes. Roberto Renteria. I highly doubt that when you look at the acquisitions they got, because you have Tommy Edman and a Rosario who can both play shortstop. So I would pretty much rule that out. We get Ryan, and that was a steal. Yeah, River Ryan. Remember, River Ryan, we're calling him the L.A. River around here because he's dirty. He's nasty. 199 super chat from Albert Perez. Wouldn't be mad if we just land Jack Flaherty. No, absolutely not. If you get Jack Flaherty in the next hour, Jack Flaherty's outstanding. I mean, he doesn't have the ceiling or the upside that a Garrett Crochet has. I don't think there's anyone here that's debating that. But certainly, Jack Flaherty's a dog, man. Jack Flaherty has really put together an incredible season for himself with the Tigers, and he's got back and on track. He's re-established himself as one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball. Is he a true number one on a World Series winning team? I don't necessarily believe that's the case. But I definitely think that he's someone, depending on how Yoshinobu Yamamoto looks when he comes back, that you could see him as your second best starter with an offense that has Shohei Ohtani and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and Will Smith and Max Muncy, hopefully, and Teoscar Hernandez and all those guys. And, yeah, let's take a deeper dive onto Jack Flaherty, then we'll circle back to Garrett Crochet. So Jack Flaherty, the latest, John Heyman, he reported yesterday, in addition to the Yankees, the Los Angeles Dodgers and Boston Red Sox are pursuing Flaherty per John Heyman of the New York Post. So I think right now what the Dodgers are doing is this. You have Script A. Script A has Garrett Crochet on it. I can tell you that. I can tell you that with all the confidence in the world. Script B has Jack Flaherty on it. The offseason, they had their Script A. Right? They went out there and signed all the players that they wanted, essentially. Shohei Ohtani, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Tyler Glasnow traded and extended, Teoscar Hernandez. I mean, you go deeper than that. I mean, you brought back Ryan Brazier and Joe Kelly and Kike Hernandez. You traded for that. Where, I mean, I think for me, you look at where this team is. You signed Kike after the trade, but I don't think that this team right now is in a position where you pivot right away. I think it's you have the prospects on the table. You know that one might require an extension. Now, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I mean, for me, like I said, this offseason, it was a dream, right? And hopefully that absolutely recreates itself at the trade deadline because they absolutely need to go out there and make a trade. I will tell you, if the Dodgers don't make a trade for a starting pitcher in the next, 43 minutes, I think the chance of them winning the World Series take a major hit. I'm not saying it won't happen, but they take a major, major hit. Yo, D-Mac is Scooby off the market, has been pretty quiet. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for sure. It was an incredible offseason. You trade Margot, you get Kike, you have Yamamoto. I mean, they need to have the same level of deadline if they truly want to push this team over the top. But getting back to Jack Flaherty, John Morosi also had said that the Padres were interested in Jack Flaherty, so that puts the Red Sox, the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Padres involved in Jack Flaherty, and we saw the move that the Padres just made. And like I said, I think a lot of these teams are saying, oh, we can't get Crochet, give me Tanner Scott. Oh, we can't get Jack Flaherty, give me Yusei Kikuchi. I think a lot of these teams have come to the conclusion that they're not going to be in it for the A-listers, the top-tier players available, and they're pivoting because you don't want to get left with nothing, right? You don't want to do the musical chairs and there's only one or two seats left and there's nowhere for you to sit, right? You still want to play the game and leave with something. I think it's going to be Crochet or nothing. That's what I've said this whole month. It has felt like that, but I would not rule out a Jack Flaherty. So continue on with Jack Flaherty. He signed a $14 million deal with the Tigers in the offseason. It was a bet-on-yourself contract. It was a smart move for Flaherty, who had really turned into one of the best pitchers in baseball on a meteoric rise level back in 2019. He finished in fourth place of the 2019 NL Cy Young Award voting. And this year, this version of Jack Flaherty is better than 2019 Jack Flaherty. He's put up better numbers. His peripherals, his advanced stats are superior. This season, you look at the ERA. I mean, a 2.95 ERA. His FIP, a career best 3.10, a sub-1 whip, a strikeout to walk ratio at 7, a 2.93 expected ERA. And you look at the strikeout rate. He's top 5 in strikeout rate. So this is an impact pitcher. And he's on a favorable contract that's going to put the Dodgers in a position to not give away as many assets. I mean, you still look at the market. I mean, Tanner Scott was a rental as a reliever, as an elite closer, and he got top 5 prospects. I mean, the market's insane right now. It's outrageous. But Jack Flaherty certainly would be a major win for any team that's going to acquire him in less than an hour. And he's going to be traded, so we're just awaiting what it's going to be. We'll see the Flaherty before the Crochet. I think that would be fitting. But Jack Flaherty is definitely at the table with the top 5 to 7 best starters in Major League Baseball. I think you could easily make the case he's top 5. You have Jack Flaherty, Tariq Skubal, Paul Skeens, Matt Strahm. Those are the only pitchers that have qualified as far as innings pitched who rank at the 90th percentile in strikeout rate and walk rate. So that's what plays up in the postseason. Can you miss bats? Can you punch guys out? If you want the dub, you've got to shove, and also guys that can limit free passes. So absolutely, I'd be in on Jack Flaherty. I think the only con you could say is, I mean, has he fully figured it out? Or are there still some doubts about what happened for the last 2 seasons? Because from 2022 to 2023, it looked like he was a number 4 starter. It looked like he had completely fallen off. Like, oh, his fall off needs to be studied. Things like that. A 4.84 ERA for the last 2 seasons, a 1.59 whip, and a strikeout to walk ratio at 2.06. So 2.06 last 2 years. This year, that number's up to 7. So that definitely is a major, major come up if you're Jack Flaherty to get back to where you were and really just kind of get to a whole new level as a pitcher, pitching at this high level for an entire season. That is my big doubt. I mean, you saw last season when the Orioles traded for him with the O's, he posted a 6.75 ERA at last year's deadline. So how high are you guys on Jack Flaherty? For me, on a scale of 1 to 10, with Crochet being a 10, I would give Jack Flaherty like an 8.5 based on the fact that he checks off a lot of boxes as far as being a true rental. He doesn't impact next year's rotation where you could have Roki Sasaki and Shohei Ohtani will be back, and you might want to go out there and pursue another name. I mean, Crochet could be traded in the offseason. Skubal could be traded in the offseason, right? So there are those as well, but I just don't know if he's that impact arm like what we saw Jordan Montgomery do for the Texas Rangers last season. Is he someone that can do what Jordan Montgomery did? I think there's a chance. We got to the N64. Yeah. A lot of people talking about N64. Yeah, with D-Mac, why you only show Rams fans? I don't know, it's baseball. You got to wear the hats. Friedman can't screw this up from Adam818. Dodgers aren't getting out of the first round. What are you talking about? Okay, Ice Kings 817. What up, JS 9 innings? We need to trade for Flaherty. JS 9 innings. I didn't know you were a Dodgers fan. That's awesome, man. I'm going to show you some love right there. You got to love that.
You win.
Yeah, perfect. For sure. Yeah, this is going to be me. If we get that tweet that's going to hit like crack in the 80s that the Dodgers have traded for Garrett Crochet. Nintendo 64. Zach23 says, give me Paul Skeens. I don't think he's going to be available. I don't know if you want to include Shohei. Graham, Heyman stated Dodgers were another team in the end for Tanner Scott. They may have triggered the Padres to do more. Could be some gamesmanship there. I think that the Dodgers needed those prospects to get either a Flaherty or a Garrett Crochet, and that's the most important thing they need to accomplish. That is the top priority right now. We got Tommy Alvarado, we got Daniel, we got Diane Schroeder going to give you a fire take. Always represent. Yeah, guys, let's hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. If we hit 2,000 likes, if we hit 1,000 likes, we'll do another giveaway. How about that? We'll do another shoey. I'll do a shoey at 1,000 likes right now. But we got Dagger Dog, Crochet like Yamamoto, 25-year-old stud that you can lock up for 4 or 5 years, $100 million. Save and build him up for the next year. No ring if the Dodgers win the World Series. Absolutely fantastic point. We got Jack Flaherty is the best option. He's going to play for this hometown team. Pete, what do you think about the baseball not being in the Olympics? Hey, I think baseball is the best sport. We have the WBC, baseball, football. Friedman cooking worse than my wife. I'm going to give you a bruh for that one, Nando. Do you think Roki Sasaki will be a Dodgers next season? It's tough to tell. Based on people I've talked to in the Japanese media, I mean, even they don't have a full read on the situation. So, I mean, I would love to say yes, but just being completely honest with you, by the people that follow those leagues, the MPB, extremely closely, I've talked to a lot of the top Japanese reporters, and they tell me that 80% of the country with Roki Sasaki, they're not happy with him because they don't feel like he's done enough to help his team, the Chiba Lotte Marines of the MPB, and that's kind of a part of the experience of leaving. Get Snell. Let's keep going down here. Let me check my notifications for sure. We got, it looks like the Pittsburgh Pirates. So Jeff Passan just tweeted, Trey News, the Pittsburgh Pirates are finalizing a deal to acquire super utility man Isaiah Kiner-Falefa from the Toronto Blue Jays, sources tell ESPN. So that was another player that the Dodgers could have pursued just because of his versatility. I didn't love the idea of IKF, and I love the idea of Tommy Edman. So there he goes to the Pirates. Let's see what else we have cooking right here. Jeff Passan, the New York Mets. So it looks like, we're pretty much caught up with Jeff Passan. The last one is that IKF, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, is headed to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Adding one pitcher is not enough from Carl Sumner. Let Friedman cook. We got Ruben Aquino. Nice suit, D-Mac. Thank you very much, Glenn. Let's see. We got Johnny Owen, microwave French fries. Yeah, you know how I say it. But guess what? We're not trying to bring players back, right? So 9 for Flaherty. Padres blew their wad on Scott. We got no Scooble snacks from Cobra Commander. Has someone reported that Scooble is, in fact, not going to be traded? There has been a lot of momentum on Tariq Scooble. He was always one that they had to be completely blown away with by an offer. I mean, maybe Jackson Holiday and the top Orioles prospects, but let's keep going down here. $5 super chat from Ben Nzoke. When do the hats go on sale? So we're getting the hats as giveaways. So early August, we're going to start giving these away as hats. In fact, I'll just give someone a hat away once we hit 1,000 likes. I'll do one hat for this show for sure. So the first hat giveaway, we'll do that. What's the chance we don't get anyone? It's always a chance. I mean, it's always a chance because the truth of the matter is the White Sox don't need to trade Garrett Crochet. They truly don't need to. If he finishes this year strong, think about this. If he has 8, 9, 10 starts left with the White Sox, those are low stress, low leverage type of starts, so you could get your trade value up and still train with 2 years of team control. So yeah, I don't think that would be, but I also think too, I mean, this is if you're going to maximize your value, I mean, you have tons of contenders that need elite starting pitching, so his value is never going to be higher. I mean, there's always a chance that something happens to his arm late in the season and then his trade value plummets. Do you want to risk that if you're the White Sox? Personally, I don't think that would be the right strategy. I would absolutely, if I'm Chris Getz of the White Sox, he holds the keys. He holds the keys. So that's just going to happen. Almost 1,400 in the chat. Smash that like button. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. I want to give away a hat at 1,000. I'm just going to pick someone randomly down here. 199 Crochets on a plane to Toronto as we speak. Let's finish him. You know I like me some trash talk. Then we got do 2 shoeies if they land Scooble. Oh my gosh, I might do 3. Forget that, man. D-Mac, will you be disappointed if they don't pull a big trade, Alonzo? I mean, of course you're going to be disappointed just because this team has so many question marks with their starting rotation at the moment. Clayton Kershaw came back. He looked strong considering it was his first start. I like this swing and miss, 14 swings and misses, and he had 6 strikeouts, and you saw some promise there. Tyler Glasnow, though, the ERA has gone up every single month. He's definitely in uncharted waters territory as far as where he's headed to with his innings pitched and his game started. Gavin Stone really has hit a little bit of a rookie wall since having that shutout in Chicago. And I think that he still has some left in the tank, but this is a team that has all the chips. I've said it before, I'll say it again. This team is as all in as any team in Major League Baseball. By the way, Gavin Stone, since that shutout in Chicago, 4 starts, 18 2/3 innings, a 6.27 ERA. So, yeah, Yamamoto, do they think he's going to come back? Are they confident about it? Sure they are, but we've seen that movie before. We know how it ends with a lot of these pitchers that they wait. Like I've said this entire trade deadline season, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Trades lead to parades. We went through it yesterday for sure. But let's talk some more Garrett Crochet, and we're keeping tabs on the X to get the latest updates here. We got participation trophy Friedman. We got Sean 6240. If we trade for a starting pitcher, what prospect is the only hands-on prospect for the Dodgers? I mean, for a Scooble, there is none. That's just the fact of the matter, right? I mean, as far as you're not going to trade Yamamoto or anything like that because he's under contract for 12 years, $325 million in Glasnow, guys like that. But I mean, River Ryan, it would be tough to lose a River Ryan because of the lights out potential that he has. But I guarantee you that the Dodgers would trade River Ryan for a Tariq Skubal. There's no doubt about that. But we got, I believe the White Sox would trade him, let Friedman cook. D-Mac, can a player decide not to play? I mean, talking about Crochet, and we'll get back to that right now. Can a player decide not to play? I mean, it's pretty unprecedented as far as someone just saying, "Oh, I'm just kind of holding out." And I do think that things would change if the Dodgers went and traded for Garrett Crochet, even if he didn't sign that extension. Do you really think Clayton Kershaw is going to go inside that clubhouse and talk to? Or Garrett Crochet is going to look at Clayton Kershaw and Glasnow and all these guys and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman say, no, I'm just kind of be a spoiled brat and kind of hold his breath and stomp his feet and say, oh, I'm not pitching. I don't think that's the case, but I also think that we've seen pitchers that still have 2 years of arbitration left that have gotten multi-year deals, right? Pablo Lopez of the Twins. You had Kyle Freeland. You had Mitch Keller. So Kyle Freeland, Mitch Keller, Pablo Lopez. I mean, all those three pitchers, they went out there and were able to get extensions done. Pablo Lopez, Kyle Freeland, and Mitch Keller. But with they combined, though, none of those were over $100 million. So we're talking over $100 million. But like I said, it's the same organization that went out there and made Yoshinobu Yamamoto the highest paid pitcher in baseball history as far as the totality and how lucrative the entire contract was. He had never thrown a pitch. But let's dive into this a little deeper as far as Garrett Crochet. Will continue to monitor the updates. Let me check my phone. This is F5 season. Did you guys even go to work today? I mean, let's see. We got tabs open. Another one. Let Friedman cook. Like the video. Let's see. Friedman robes still at the cleaners. David E. I'm going to give you a bro for that one. I like that. By the way, I'm going to have Friedman. Next time I have Friedman on the show, I'm going to give him a bobblehead of him in that robe. Mark my words. Trade for Bronny. We got... we know if the Dodgers traded for Bronny, ESPN would have them winning the deadline. They would give him an A+. But, let's look at Garrett Crochet. So the pros of Garrett Crochet, a 3.07 ERA. He leads the American League with 157 strikeouts. 126 of those strikeouts are on that four-seam fastball. And that four-seam fastball, that is a pitch that plays up in the postseason. When you can just rear back and miss bats, there's nothing better. I don't care how nasty your splitter is, how nasty your curveball, your changeup, your cutter, whatever it may be. If you have a well-located four-seam fastball, that is going to play when it matters most. And you look at some of his more advanced numbers. His 2.47 expected ERA first. 2.44 expected FIP first. 2.54 Sierra, that's also first. A 34.6 strikeout rate, that's tops in baseball. A 4.1 FWAR, that's tops in Major League Baseball. It's not even arguable. It's not even a debate. He is the best pitcher in baseball this season. That's how good Garrett Crochet has been. And that's the kind of dominance that we've seen have a lot of success. And someone mentioned, can you sit out? Remember what happened with Steven Strasburg a couple years ago? The Washington Nationals were in a postseason series, and they still kept him out, and they still load managed him. But I mean, look at these metrics. I mean, from a Garrett Crochet. I mean, we look at these percentile rankings. I mean, fastball run value at 23, the 100th percentile. That fastball could win a World Series, man. Expected ERA, 98th percentile. The strikeout rate, 97th percentile. He's above average at essentially everything. And that kind of dominance is what this team has missed in the postseason for the last couple of years, is that level of, okay, you know what? Here's I'm going to just shove, man. If you want the W, you got to shove. That's exactly what he's had in his arsenal. And sure, it's a small sample size. There's no doubt about that. But guess what? The Dodgers and teams around the league aren't in a position to wait. There's only 10 of these guys on the planet, really, that can go out there and dominate on that level. And he's 25 years old, and he's controllable through 2026. So you get Garrett Crochet for 3 postseasons. The remainder of this season and the postseason, all of 2025 and all of 2026. So any team that trades for him gets 2.5 years, essentially, of Garrett Crochet's prime. The reason why the Dodgers were willing to pay for Yamamoto, the reason why they were willing to pay Yoshinobu Yamamoto $325 million is because they were getting him in his absolute prime. Now, the cons for Crochet, he missed all of the 2022 season after he underwent Tommy John surgery. And yes, anytime there's Tommy John involved, it's a concern. There's no doubt about that. But that's really the rite of passage for pitchers. I mean, 1/3 of the league gets Tommy John surgery. And entering this season, he had thrown 85 1/3 innings, just 85 1/3 innings entering this season. And the most innings he had pitched in a season was 54 1/3 innings back in 2021. So sure, are those legitimate questions as to whether or not he can handle the workload as far as the rest of this year, which he's already said that he wants to remain a starter because he feels like that is the best way to keep himself healthy and avoid any injury and possibly 5 or 6 starts in the postseason. Sure, it's a legitimate question, but this is high-stakes poker, man. The Dodgers just can't afford to wake up tomorrow and not have the best possible rotation that they can have, because I don't know about you guys, I kind of want to parade. I kind of want Shohei Ohtani to win his first World Series. Kind of want to see Clayton Kershaw popping bottles on a parade on a bus, just killing it. I mean, I definitely want to see all that stuff. I want to see Kike, and we'll see how it happens with Kike, but I want to see Teoscar Hernandez and this group. I mean, we are due a parade. First time would be since 1988. That's too long. Bilal K, an injured player, a mediocre bullpen arm, and an infielder that Roberts is not going to let play except as a pinch hitter. That's from Bilal K. Hey, I'm ready to go full scorched earth on the trade deadline in a second if they don't pick someone up. So let's just wait out. Let's be patient. Let's wait till the pencils are down. Hopefully they're crossing the 5-yard line right now, and they're about to punch in the end zone with either Flaherty or Crochet. But I do find it fascinating. Let's go get Kevin Brown out of retirement. That's from George Diaz. It's a fire take. Yeah, Padres getting Scott pissed me off from David Hurd. Marco A. Guzman. If the Dodgers front office don't land Crochet, that were never all in. If the Dodgers front office don't land Crochet, they were never all in. Yeah. Crochet or Sasaki? Hey, we've seen Crochet do it at this level. We still haven't seen that from Sasaki. Could he do it? For sure. We're eating leftover spaghetti. That's from DeRobo. Hey, yeah. Hey, hopefully it's filet mignon. It's not top ramen, okay? But we got to Crochet on roids. No, I don't think so, Mike Saldana. D-Mag, bet Freeman bring in Dick Mountain back. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he could still help this team. I mean, this team could use multiple starters. Friedman is cooking spam. I'll take Crochet even with this diva attitude. That's from BC. So is it diva? I mean, that to me, so let's dive into that topic about Garrett Crochet and the extension. Because for me, he just wants the assurance that he's going to get paid if he's going to go out there and risk his career for the next couple of months. That's essentially what he's doing, because if he does that with a team like the Dodgers, they're going far in the World Series. That's the plan. If it's a team like the White Sox, he can just put up these ridiculous numbers in a low-stress team that could be in for a down-to-the-studs rebuild soon and then get $100+ million in 2 years from now. But he's leveraging. He's flexing. He's doing what most people do. I mean, if you were able to do this in any other industry, I mean, a lot of you are at work right now. I mean, anytime you have the ability to use leverage, you do it. No one would have any issue with this outside of baseball. So, I mean, I do think making it public was probably a tactic that I didn't really agree with, and you're going to get a backlash from that. But also, it showed that his representation and himself, they were messing around, that they were very serious about this, and that he's not bluffing. So it's, hey, don't trade for him if you're not serious about it, right? Don't trade him just to force that in his hand, to force that issue. So, hey, it's like any other job, man. Excuse me, guys. It's like any other job. You make demands when you have leverage, and he's doing just that. Because if Garrett Crochet goes out there and is lights out, doesn't get an extension, wins a World Series, and then has an injury next year, well, guess what? You can't buy the mansion with the World Series ring. That World Series ring isn't going to keep the lights on of the mansion and pay the bills and give you generational wealth, right? That ring is not going to do that. I understand. I mean, these guys are playing baseball, but still, there's less than 800 of these guys on the planet. There's less than 10 of these starting pitchers that do this at that level. So I have no issue with that. And I also think, too, players support players. There is a reason why the Major League Baseball Players Union is stronger than the NFL. It's stronger than Major League Baseball. It's like that because players, they always side with players. We got a $2 super chat from Step Brother D-Mac. I'm not trying to panic here, but 20 minutes left. Hey, I feel you, man. I'm talking my way through the panic, but hey, let's wait till after 3. Let's wait till after 3. We got, I just want them to get some haters so they can hate. Eric Brewer, it's not going to happen with that rotation. Flaherty is an entree. Yeah, I mean, I think yesterday it was the chips and salsa, and we'll see if we can get to the entrees today, because I think Tommy Edman's going to help this team for sure. We got Francisco Diaz, $4.99 super chat. When I say let Freeman cook, I was expecting prime rib. Let's keep it going down here. See what else we got, guys. We got, he's cooking cereal, Eduardo Delgado. He should win per Craig Mish. More trades are coming. I was told wait till 3 or after. Quit worrying. They ain't going anywhere this year. That's from Durabo. Let's see what else is going on the X. See if there's any updates here. We got, let's see. All right, cool. You got some fake trades down there. Always look out for that for sure. Roberts couldn't manage the 27 Yankees to a title. Freeman is cooking a 5-course meal. Be patient, everyone. Yeah, I mean, we've already seen the first 3 courses, right? So let's see. Let's just be patient. Let's be patient. It's a different era of Dodger baseball. But getting back to Garrett Crochet, I mean, like I said, he has 9 or 10 starts left. But with the Dodgers, you could be looking at some extra starts in the World Series. I think, for me, if he signs an extension, he'd be willing to come out of the pen. He'd be willing to be a little flexible, and I think that that's going to help this team, because I want World Series glory if I'm Garrett Crochet. But let's not forget, this is a job for these guys. And his position, he's made extremely clear, and the Dodgers, they know that as well. So if they're willing to trade for him, it has to be to get an extension done, because I just don't think that it's going to be that big of an issue for LA, because you're making tons of money, right? I mean, he didn't say he wouldn't play. He said he wouldn't play without a contract, right? So give him a contract. That's smart. And I think that his teammates will respect him for doing it. It's already 2:40. Call up Bauer. Excuse me, guys. Let's keep going down here. We got a $10 super chat. Dougie, do you think the Dodgers may shock the baseball world and get both Crochet and Flaherty? That would be a pretty shocking move, and I think that would be tons of insurance if you're able to pull that off. But will they be able to do that? I mean, that's a lot. I mean, because the Yankees are still involved, Red Sox, and other teams that want a frontline starting pitcher. So that would definitely be an extremely big haul for any team out there. But I think if you're the Dodgers, you're parting ways with a lot of your farm system. I mean, you're really gutting the entire farm system if you're getting both those guys, as far as some top guys you're going to have to give up. So, yeah, I just don't necessarily think that will be the case. But one of those guys is absolutely essential right now. Let's be honest. It'd be a major disappointment if they didn't get one of those starting pitchers, for sure. We got Justin. We got 416 likes. Let's see how many likes we got. At 1,000, I'm going to give away a hat right here. We got a $4.99 super chat. Lunch ladies at my school cooking better than Friedman. $4.99. Hey, no, hey. Let's got. Here we go. We got. Oh man, let's go. Forget that. Forget your lunch lady, man. Friedman's gonna come back like Gordon Ramsay. Okay, he's gonna be cooking. Jackson Holiday traded. Orioles got Eloy. Let's see. Eloy Jimenez is been traded from the Chicago White Sox, so that is the latest deal. And the Mets have made a deal with the Marlins, the Pirates. So yeah, that's fresh. Let's see what we have over here. Let's check the X on that one. Here we go. Trade news: the Baltimore Orioles are finalizing a deal to acquire outfielder Eloy Jimenez from the Chicago White Sox, sources tell ESPN. So that tells you, and yes, that has been confirmed, that the Orioles are getting Eloy Jimenez. And to me, that continues to point to hopefully a Garrett Crochet trade at the buzzer. Hopefully that's the case. Hopefully that is the case, because Eloy Jimenez, he's another guy. He's dealt with some injuries in the past, but he's also someone that after this season, he has 2 club options. So that's in line with Garrett Crochet as far as team control. So that tells me that this White Sox team, by all accounts, they're likely going to keep Luis Robert Jr., which makes sense. You want him to increase his trade value so you could maximize his return in the offseason. But I think Crochet, man, you got to move him now. You really do. You really have to move him now. Let's keep it down here. Jeff Passenbaum, Dodgers trade for Rich Hill. Well, they would have to sign Rich Hill. We got, let's keep it moving here. Keep moving. Let's see what we got from Jeff Passen. A 199 super chat. Hope Freeman doesn't undercook. Yeah. Definitely want the perfect temperature. We want that meat thermometer in there right now. Put that meat thermometer in there. Make sure it's the perfect temp, and it comes out of the oven, and you got what you need as far as a great meal that will lead to a World Series title. Because the reason why it needs to cook is because you fans are hungry, right? And some people saying Tyler Anderson to the Dodgers. I'm not big on that. I don't think that moves the needle enough. I mean, for me, I think at that point, you look at Tyler Anderson's expected numbers. They're not that impressive. For me, it doesn't move the needle. It does. To me, that's a disappointment for sure. At this point, I see Jack Flaherty as the consolation prize. I would love it. It would be great. But it goes A, B. Plan A is Crochet. Plan B is Jack Flaherty. I wouldn't even have Tyler Anderson as Plan C, because if you look at his expected numbers, he's due for some negative regression. And you look at the BABIP as well. And I think this team, we've seen guys that have stuff and guys that have the best pitches, a changeup with Tyler Anderson, right? Gas wins in the postseason. We know that. We got not happening. Padres down, hands down the best lineup in baseball. It's for Brown Paper Bag. We got Brown Paper Bag for sure. Yeah, I don't know about that. Padres, I have as many World Series rings as the Padres do as a franchise. 15 minutes until D-Max meltdown, El Rojas. Hey, man, it's all fun. But, yeah, please respect my privacy at this time if there's no starting pitcher acquisitions. We are getting close, though. We are less than 15 minutes away until it's pencils down, until the buzzer sounds for the Major League Baseball trade deadline. And it's getting tense. It's getting tense. At this point, let's be honest, you got to just focus on Jeff Passan, right? This is a Passan bomb waiting to happen. I remember talking to Jeff Passan a couple times, and I asked him, how is it always you, man? Like, how is it always you? What he told me is, I'm patient, man. He said, patience, patience, patience. I don't try to be first. I just try to be right. That's why he's batting 1,000, man. He's almost never wrong. So We got Lance Lynn coming in as a player to be named later in the Edman deal. Lance Lynn just gave another home run. Yes, Lance Lynn is available. Crochet and Miller destroy the internet. Oh, yeah, that would absolutely destroy the internet. Those fans would be crying all over baseball, talking about checkbook baseball and all that crazy stuff. 13 minutes to go. Time to cook Friedman. Hey, it's a little slow cooker situation here, right? You got a lot. This is a long recipe, right? So let's see what else we got here. Let's see what the return was on the Eloy Jimenez deal here. We got let Friedman cook. We miss Scully. Absolutely. The GOAT, Mr. Vin Scully. Bellinger or Brenton Doyle to the Dodgers. We're going to get that Blazer. I got you, man. You gotta know some people. We got Joseph Magazzini, thousands on here waiting for the results of a business transaction. This is why baseball is awesome. Absolutely, Joseph Magazzini. That's why we love this stuff. We want the goods, man. We want to look under the Christmas tree and see that Nintendo 64, man. We want to absolutely get our minds blown and really just start this run to the World Series. By the way, Tommy Edman, a lot of people keep asking me, D-Mac, Tommy Edman, what's going to happen with him? Is he even going to be back? Is he going to be Danny Duffy 2.0? Well, all signs point to him being back at some point in mid-August. And that is aligned with when Mookie Betts could be back. And he spoke to reporters yesterday, and he said, I'm feeling good. I've gotten a couple of weeks of rehab under my belt. The ankle is feeling better, and I'll get reevaluated when I get to L.A. and see where we go from there. So we're talking about a player that has won a Gold Glove. He's won a Fielding Bible Award for the best all-around defender in Major League Baseball with his glove work. But how cool would this be? When he comes back, it could be in St. Louis when the Dodgers take on the Cardinals on August 16th. And Edman said about that possibility, it'll be crazy if that lines up like that, the first game with the Dodgers being here, but we'll see what happens with that. I'm not sure what's going to happen yet. But it does look like he's going to be just fine. I do think, depending on what they do in the next 9 minutes here, I definitely think that you'll see Tommy Edman as a Dodgers center fielder and be an insurance policy for shortstop and third base as well. So let's go down here. Let's go here. Let's go. The new 10 minutes until the meltdown. The future is now. Guys, I'll do a shoot no matter what, just to kind of wash away the pain if they don't get someone. Bob Nightingale. What did Bob Nightingale tweet out at the moment? Let's see. Look at that. Michael Kopech, by the way, is going to be meeting with the Dodgers media members today at 3:10. So Michael Kopech, that's interesting. The fact that they're meeting at 3:10 right after the deadline doesn't give the beat writers a lot to work with there as far as if something goes down with the Dodgers here at the very end. We get so the Phillies are acquiring White Sox reliever Tanner Banks. So that's from Bob Nightingale. He also says salary dump. Jimenez was earning $13 million in his final year of a 6-year, $43 million contract, and the White Sox are finally a taker. They found a taker. Let's see. It's over, Doug. That's from Jimmy. Let's hold out hope, man. Let's hold out hope. Hey, we need a little Kirk Gibson magic here. We need a little walk-off shot. A little walk-off shot for the Dodgers. Let's be honest. We all thought it was over back in 2021 when the Padres were getting Max Scherzer, only to find out later that the Dodgers got Max Scherzer and Trey Turner. So we've seen fireworks in the past. We've also seen last couple of years where nothing really has popped off. So, yeah, I definitely think that we got to just hold out and we got to see what's going to happen. I do think the fact that the Dodgers didn't settle for a Kikuchi, didn't settle for a Tanner Scott, even though they were involved, they only had so many assets that they could cash in with, right? So we'll wait to see. If 1 hour remains, we got, and Bob Nightingale said, Bob Nightingale has been on the show. Bob's the man. And he said that the Garrett Crochet, the Chicago White Sox, and Jack Flaherty, still on the market. The Dodgers are continuing to be engaged. So you're talking to the very last minute. So we'll see. We'll wait. Who will it be? Will it be River Ryan? Will it be Robleski? Pajes? Here's the good thing. Last couple of weeks, the Dodgers prospects definitely increased their trade value. and their big league ready talent has also progressed as well. Andy Pages, he has definitely slumped. He's been below average for the last couple months. But the fact that even if you want to include a Gavin Lux, hey, Ahmed Rosario, he could play second base full time. Because if you look at Rosario's splits, he's been almost as good against righties as he has against lefties. He could take over second base as well if Mookie stays at short. Or he could take over short if Mookie goes back to second, and Miguel Rojas is more of a depth piece, right? So Gavin Lux's value has gone up. And to get a Crochet, that might be what it would cost. So I wouldn't rule out anything at the very last minute here if you are the Los Angeles Dodgers or you are a fan. 7 minutes, 6 minutes, guys. Let's see what we got here. This is getting kind of late. Let's see here. Okay, we got a breaking news trade here. Wait a second. Has it been deleted? Let's see. I saw a report on Kevin Kiermaier. Is that a joke? That's how we do this show live, guys. Let's see here. Nothing going to happen. 5 minutes. Kiermaier. Did the Dodgers get Kevin Kiermaier? Let's see. We wait and see. I mean, they have been interested in Kiermaier. So, I mean, Kiermaier is someone who has made it pretty clear this is going to be his last dance. He's going to be his last season in the show. Kiermaier on the year, batting less than 200 with a 54 OPS plus. I mean, offensively, he's been terrible this season, just objectively. But, yeah, let's see. I mean, the defense, has been elite, 10 outs above average, but let's wait for confirmation on Kevin Kiermaier. And it looks like we got an update here. What do we got? Breaking news, the Dodgers have acquired Jack Flaherty. So there we go, Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers. The Dodgers got a frontline starting pitcher. They did not go out doing nothing at the deadline. Sure, Crochet would have been great, but I will take Jack Flaherty. I pushed for Flaherty 2 months ago to be a Dodger, and it really puts the Dodgers in a good spot with the possibility of guys coming back. So there we go. We got breaking news. Jack Flaherty to the Los Angeles Dodgers. So we're stoked about it. Here we go. Jack Flaherty, guys. What is your reaction? For me, I like the fact that he has put himself in a position as a elite production starter this year, and I think Jack Flaherty is the man. So you know what? How we get this? Let's see. We got to 1,000 likes yet. I want to do these giveaways, and I owe you guys a shoey, but there we go. Boom, bang. Dodgers get Jack Flaherty. So I will take it, and Kevin Kiermaier at the very end here. So we'll see. I see a lot of drink, D-Mac. Don't worry, you'll get your shoey. I will want to see if Garrett Crochet is going to be traded. I mean, this team would be crazy enough to trade for both, but let's see what the Dodgers do at the very end. But Jack Flaherty, hey, this is a great pickup. And you also get Kevin Kiermaier, who is elite defensively. The bat has been bad this season, but the Dodgers have expressed interest in Kevin Kiermaier for the last couple of seasons. And here we go. We have an update on Garrett Crochet. The White Sox will not trade Garrett Crochet at the deadline. This was first reported by Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic. I repeat, Garrett Crochet will not be traded, sources tell of The Athletic, but the Dodgers, they did not go empty-handed. They get Jack Flaherty from Harvard Westlake. He comes home. I remember talking to Jack Flaherty a few years ago. He told me that Dodger Stadium was his favorite place to pitch. He is the happiest man in baseball right now. There's not a team that Jack Flaherty would rather pitch for than the Los Angeles Dodgers. So, yes, a very competitive deadline. If Garrett Crochet went to the Orioles, I would be a little upset. But the fact is, the Dodgers got the best starting pitcher that was available at the trade deadline in Jack Flaherty. And for that, we have to celebrate. The Dodgers got the best starting pitcher that actually got traded at the deadline in Jack Flaherty. Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers. I could not be more thrilled about that. Sure, Garrett Crochet, he was number 1, but Flaherty, he was number 2. And the Dodgers had a successful trade deadline. They did not do nothing. I will see what the return is. We'll see what they gave up. I'm sure it was a lot. I'll give you guys a couple of shoeies here because I'm ready to celebrate here, guys. I'm ready to celebrate here. By the way, let Friedman cook down below. Let Friedman cook down below so you're eligible for our jersey giveaway. So this could be for a Jack Flaherty jersey. How fire would that be? A Jack Flaherty jersey is what you could win if you comment, let Friedman cook down below. So be sure to do that. But let's celebrate, guys. Let's in this market with the players that the Dodgers have come back, let's ride. Jack Flaherty, you are a Los Angeles Dodger. And to celebrate, let's do a shoey. Let's get some shoey action here for Jack Flaherty. You know what? For trade deadline, I got to go double shoey, man. I got to go double shoey here because this is big time. I was terrified that they were going to get no one. You go out there, you get Jack Flaherty, a guy who's been a top 5 pitcher in baseball. The Dodgers get the best pitcher that was traded at the deadline. So I don't want to hear they didn't do anything. They went out there and they got an ace-level pitcher in Jack Flaherty. So let's get it popping right here. Let's get it popping. Let's get the shoey going. Let's get the shoey going again. Double shoey action here to celebrate. You got to love it. The Dodgers trade for Jack Flaherty. He is going to be a Los Angeles Dodger. So I'm feeling it. I don't know how if you guys are feeling it, but I think that was absolutely 2,200 strong. If you guys hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers, despite going out there and spending $1.4 billion in the offseason. By the way, I'm kind of soaked right here in some beer, but it's all good because, hey, let's go. We got T-Mac looking cute. We got let Friedman cook. Dodgers got Kevin Kiermaier. Yes, let Friedman cook, let Friedman cook, let Friedman cook. So all these are being entered into the drawing to win I'm presuming you want a Jack Flaherty jersey, but here we go, guys. Let Friedman cook, soak that white shirt. Hey, we celebrate here, man. Dodgers got the best starting pitcher that was traded at the deadline in Jack Flaherty. We talked about it earlier in the show that this checked off the boxes for what the Dodgers do at the deadline. Because anytime you want to pull off a trade for a player that's under multiple years of team control, excuse me, guys, that's going to cost a lot when it comes to prospect capital. That's going to cost a lot. But when it's a rental, when it is someone on an expiring contract, that is what the Dodgers like to do in these situations. And how about that? Jack Flaherty in Dodger blue. And look, this is a guy that's immediately going to help solidify this rotation. He's immediately going to help this team that needs frontline starting pitching. And what you really love about Jack Flaherty, too, is that his starts this season, he's consistently gone deep into games. And that is an area where the Dodgers have struggled of late, is just having starters go out there and give you 6 innings. How about this? He's made 18 starts this season. 18 starts for Jack Flaherty. 12 of those 18 starts, he's gone at least 6 innings or more. He's a 2.95 ERA, a 2.95 expected ERA. Those are identical, so that tells you that it checks out as far as what they do as far as the expected numbers and the bat to ball data, the launch angle. So those are very, very respectable. The expected FIP at 2.57. And you look at the pitching numbers and you look at the strikeout numbers as well. I mean, this guy has had himself a really, really nice year, and he's going to help this team tremendously. And you look at his strikeouts per 9. He's right up there at the top with some of the best starters in Major League Baseball. And you look at that strikeout to walk ratio at 7, a 7 strikeout to walk ratio. That is number 1. That's number 2 in the sport. So, I mean, Jack Flaherty is definitely going to be a major, major boost for this rotation. They absolutely need to go out there and get someone. They certainly did just that. And he put himself in a great position. Like I said a couple minutes ago, Jack Flaherty, Tariq Skubal, Paul Skeens, and Matt Strom are the only qualifying pitchers that are in the 90th percentile or better in strikeout rate and walk rate. That is going to play in the postseason. He's going to be absolutely floored and over the moon to be back in Dodger blue. So let's keep reading your comments here. We got, does this mean, well, who did LA give up for Jack? We're going to wait to see. We're going to wait to see Kevin Kiermaier to the Dodgers as well. Let Friedman cook. Let's go Dodgers. I'll give you a let's go Dodgers. Hopefully not a Lance Lynn 2.0. No, this, like I said, Jack Flaherty has put up elite-ish numbers in most categories this season. He absolutely got his career back on track in Detroit, and he's had himself one of the best seasons in the sport this year. So, yeah, Jack Flaherty was a big, big get for the Dodgers. And when you consider this market, when you consider the other teams that were vying for his services, so this is exactly what the Dodgers needed to do. Crochet would have been great, but Flaherty is the Dodgers can absolutely win the World Series with Jack Flaherty as your number 2 or 3 starter, and hopefully he continues to build on what he did with Detroit for sure. I mean, I'm excited about it. I'm pumped for sure. But let's see what he gave up. Let Friedman cook. The Dodgers are sending here we go. Let me get the full breakdown of the trade, guys. Give me a second here. Keep sounding off. Hit that like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers, who went out there and got the best starting pitcher that will move at the deadline. I guarantee 2-3 months from now, you're going to look back and say that was the best one. The Dodgers, they're always buyers at the deadline. Also, another factor, a team they could face in the World Series, the Yankees, they didn't get Jack Flaherty, and they were in extensive talks with him and with the Tigers for him the last couple of days. So you keep him away from the Yankees, and he gets to go home, man. It's a homecoming for Jack Flaherty. He's back in Southern California, and this Dodgers team, they're always spending. They're always looking to improve. They did that at the deadline. And I'm sure there's a lot of haters. I'm sure you're sick. If you are a fan out there, you're sick of the Dodgers. At this point, Yankees fans are sick of the Dodgers. That should tell you how things have changed in Major League Baseball. So, yeah, I wonder if, let's do some deeper dives into his stuff here. Let's go down below. Guys firing away. We got Preller and the Astros overpaid. Oh, my goodness. That was the package? Tyrone Lorenzo and Sweeney? I'm still waiting on the package here. If that's the case, the Dodgers did fantastic. Let's see. I mean, if that is the case, the Tampa Bay Rays are acquiring Dylan Carlson. Juan Toribio is reporting there's no other moves coming for the Dodgers per source. Or last 2 days, they've acquired Tommy Edman, Michael Kopech, Ahmed Rosario, Kevin Kiermaier, and Jack Flaherty. So we're going to do a full breakdown of all those players as well. But oh my goodness. So Robert Murray tweeted, full trade. The Los Angeles Dodgers are acquiring Jack Flaherty from the Detroit Tigers for Tyrone Lorenzo and Trey Sweeney, according to sources familiar with the deal. So that's all they gave up, Tyrone Lorenzo and Trey Sweeney. That's a huge, huge, huge dub for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Both really nice prospects, but you still hold on to your top guys. You're not none of the brand name prospects that you would have 100% have had to part ways with for a Crochet or a Skubal or a Luis Robert Jr. are having to. You had to give those up. Those guys are still in the organization. I mean, Dalton Rushing, Jose DePaula, River Ryan, Jackson Ferris, Diego Cartaya. And based on people you talk to, if it came down to Cartaya and Tyrone Lorenzo, you take Cartaya with the improvements that he's made. And Lorenzo, that is the Dodgers' eighth highest prospect in the organization. The Dodgers, they're essentially a catcher's factory. Lorenzo can also play first base. But talking to some scouts last couple of months, they threw out Lorenzo as a guy that the Dodgers would sell high on at this deadline. Then Trey Sweeney, he's their number 22 prospect in the organization. So the Dodgers, you give up your number 8, your number 22 prospect for a much-needed frontline level starter. That's a major, major win for the Los Angeles Dodgers. I love this trade. I mean, Jack Flaherty is a dog, and, 133 punch-outs, 19 walks, 28 years old, coming home, L.A. kid. It's a beautiful story, man. Today was a dream come true for Jack Flaherty. I guarantee you that. But let's keep going down here. We did just draft Kellen Lindsay, so I'm fine with letting Sweeney go. Great point, Devin. I'm actually interviewing Kellen Lindsay tomorrow. And, yeah, the Dodgers are trying to continue to develop position players. And they've done a fantastic job in developing a lot of pitching talent, and they have a surplus in that aspect, but you definitely want to go out there and focus on developing the position players as well, but just because, you're going to need that in spades the next couple of seasons. So, yeah, seriously, the Dodgers are really in a good spot after this trade deadline, really keeping all their top prospects. You give up your 8, your number 22, but you don't have to part ways with a lot of your big guys, and that was the fear. And let's be honest here. This team still has about as much talent as any team in baseball still. You're getting Mookie Betts back. That's going to feel like a trade. You got Clayton Kershaw back. Didn't have to get prospects to do just that. So, hey, and the fact that Crochet never got traded. He never got moved. But that was Friedman at the buzzer coming through for Jack Flaherty. So, yeah, if you want to turn off your notifications on the X for a couple hours, you can do just that. But I definitely think that now you look at the top 3 in that rotation. Your game 1 starter is Tyler Glasnow. Your game 2 is going to be between Yoshinobu Yamamoto, if he comes back healthy, or Jack Flaherty. But those 3, Glasnow, Yamamoto, and Flaherty, along with a Gavin Stone, a Clayton Kershaw, we'll see what they get out of Walker Buehler and Bobby Miller when they come back and get another opportunity. We'll see how River Ryan continues to progress. But now you have some options. Now you can say, okay, who are the best 3 or 4 starting pitchers if everyone stays healthy, if everyone gets back and gets healthy? So you definitely got what you needed. You satisfied that need. So this is great. But, yeah, Lorenzo does have major power from Orlando. I'm loving it. Holy Fleece from David. He is Andrew Fleeceman. We know this. This is what he does. I'm sure that the Detroit Tigers probably said, hey, man, we saw what happened with someone says sign Rich Hill. You could see that. Glasnow and Flaherty, local boys from David Ginzo. It's a comment of the show. Give you that. That's great, man. L.A. kids coming home. Jack Flaherty. I pushed for the Flaherty trade hard a couple months ago. I actually wanted Flaherty and Crochet. But, hey, based on this market, based on how this team has looked, I think that this team absolutely is in a good spot. He's a rental, though. That's okay. That's okay. There's no reason why he can't come back here, too, the way things play out. $2 from BH2. Fleeceman, bad day for the Fraudman crowd. That's a fire take. It's a fire take for sure. Let Friedman cook. I'm glad we didn't give up on Lux. That's going to pay off in the long run. Kevin is depth and great defense. And, yeah, that's the thing about Kevin Kiermaier. Great, high-character guy, plays a lead defense. Now the Dodgers have a couple of different options as far as veterans that can play center field in Tommy Edman and Kevin Kiermaier. Those are World Series veteran-type players that can absolutely help you when it matters most. So I like that move as well. The Dodgers were interested in Kevin Kiermaier a couple years ago. Nando says Kevin Kiermaier sucks, LOL. Crochet blew it. LOL, stuck in poverty. Alejandro, the Goat finally getting winning trade deadline squad and still have the best prospects. We won this season. Heck, we won the decade. Why would we want Kevin K? Kiermaier going to play third. We go into Scooble. Do you smell what the Dodgers are cooking? Do you smell what the Canada to the Giants? Interesting carnivorous interactivity. Happy trade. What grade do you give the trade deadline, though? What grade do you give it? I'm going to give my grade a little later. Now extend Teo. That's from Danny Thomas. Joey Martinez. Friedman watching this stream in a robe laughing. What's up, Joey? Hey, man. Got to get Friedman on soon to the show. Got to bring him back. Give him that bobblehead. River Ryan over Bobby Miller. Let Friedman cook. We got a super chat from James Reynolds. Thanks for being you, D-Mac. Go Dodgers. Hey, man, appreciate that, man. That was really nice. Really nice of you to say. Give you a comment of the show, James. Chief Kershaw is a bullpen arm taking the place of Yarbrough. They have options now. There's less pressure on these guys. And I think that if you had your heart set on Crochet, that's why this show is leading with Crochet, Flaherty, because sure, Crochet had that dominant potential, and certainly if everything worked out, that could have been a major, major boost for this team. But Flaherty is a great fit. He's a great fit for what this team needs. And you're going to get a giddy. I guarantee Jack Flaherty's phone's blowing up. All of his friends are back home. You're going to the Dodgers. You're going to the Dodgers. I mean, that Jack Flaherty Dodgers jersey is going to look so clean. And he did what he accomplished. He did what he set out to accomplish in Detroit, and that is get back to A status and put himself in a position to get a nice deal. So think about this for Jack Flaherty. You're coming home. You want to perform well because you want to get paid in the offseason. You want to win a World Series. Jack Flaherty told me Dodger Stadium is his favorite place to pitch. So there you go, man. It's beautiful times for the Flaherty family. So happy for the Harvard Westlake Wolverine coming back home and playing for his Los Angeles Dodgers. And same thing what we saw with Tyler Glasnow, right? And kind of you look at his contract status, he's owed $4.7 million in 2024. Going to be a free agent as far as what's left on the deal. And like I said a couple days ago, the Tigers, they were just looking for something that they would get that was better than a compensation pick. And I still think that Tyron Lorenzo, he has a ton of potential, so I think they're going to feel good about that. But, I mean, the Dodgers starting pitching in July, 5.48 ERA. They've averaged 4.77 innings per start. The bullpen, it's fitting they're from California because they are heavily taxed. They have a 5.7 ERA. So, the last 25 games for the Dodgers, they've had 2 6-inning starts. 2 in their last 25 games. And Jack Flaherty has had 12 6-inning starts in 18 of his starts. So 18 starts, 12 times he's gone at least 6 innings. He's averaging 5.93 starts per appearance. 5.93 starts per outing. That's beautiful. That's exactly what this team needs, is someone who has strikeout stuff, can go deep into games, strikeout rate, that's 5th in Major League Baseball, and that's what you wanted out of Jack Flaherty. 27.5 strikeout to walk ratio, that's second best in the sport. Also a 1.77 ERA since May 30th. He's allowed 0 or 1 run in 6 of his last 8 starts. Jack Flaherty is going to be a beast for the Dodgers, and I couldn't be more excited. We got a B grade from Pete Cortez. B. I think for me, I will give it a A- because of the fact that you didn't. Think about it. The Padres gave up more for Tanner Scott being the centerpiece of a deal than the Dodgers gave up to get a surefire, quality number 2 starter on a World Series winning team, and they gave up their number 8 and their number 22 prospects that were not going to play a big role in this organization. It would have been, I think, an A+ would have been Garrett Crochet and Luis Robert Jr. without some type of massive overpay. But I'm fine giving it A- because you address a lot of needs. And let's not forget, the impact bats are there, okay? Imagine Teoscar Hernandez feels like a guy that you would have picked up during the season and we'd be going crazy for Teoscar Hernandez. No, but they happened to sign him in the offseason. They signed Shohei Ohtani in the offseason. The Dodgers, they did their Christmas shopping early. And a lot of these teams are trying to do it late. They're reinforcing the roster, and they're addressing needs. And the upside play, too, is the Michael Kopech. If you fix Michael Kopech, then you take this to a whole nother level. Friedman just extended Teo a $5 super chat. I don't know why the Dodgers didn't go after my mom. She was available. D-Max UPS man. That's a bruh. Okay, so we have got a winner for our jersey. We got, we're going to have that pretty soon. Ramon Lopez, breaking news. The Dodgers and D-Mac agreed on extending where D-Mac will stay with the Dodgers for the rest of his life. Another amazing move by the Dodgers. Ramon, appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you, my man. Philip Lewis, prediction. Dodgers will also get Max Fried this offseason to pair with Flaherty. Hey, get the band back together. D-Mac, you going to tonight's game? I'm not in the studio, not down in San Diego. Maybe tomorrow, though. Hopefully, Friedman will address the media. How do you think Flaherty will mesh with the team? $2 from Grizzly. I think it'll be seamless. I think he fits right in with his clubhouse culture. He has business to take care of on his end, knowing he wants to put together a strong season and help this team win. But this is a Cali kid coming home playing for the Los Angeles Dodgers. This is the Tyler Glasnow situation 2.0. Did no one want Flaherty? Holy fleece, man. Hey, man, look, man, I want Jack Flaherty badly, man. D-Mac takes over as manager and leads the Dodgers to a World Series. What do you guys think that Flaherty's impact will be for this team on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know down below, because I think it's definitely going to be a massive impact when you consider that's what this team needs right now, especially Lorenzo Sweeney, LFG, LAD. Okay, I mean, I really think this was a really nice move, especially, let's be honest, Dodgers got the best starting pitcher that got traded at the deadline. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want? I think it's a money trade. Fleeceman is the GOAT. I mean, think about that too. Just kind of rewind a little bit. You traded Victor Gonzalez for Trey Sweeney, and then you traded that for Jack Flaherty. That is why the Dodgers are always playing 4D chess. You traded Victor Gonzalez for Trey Sweeney, you put Trey Sweeney in your organization, and then you use him as a key piece to get a player in Jack Flaherty that can help you win a World Series this season. Remember, the system is designed for this team not to have a deep farm system, to not have a top 5 to 10 farm system. They have to do it in other ways, right? So, I mean, Victor was DFA'd. Victor Gonzalez was DFA'd. And Yorbit Vivas hasn't been a good player. So, man, hey, for all you guys that were, saying Friedman was not cooking, guess what? That little bell went off in the oven, and a really nice roast came out of that, and we're eating right now. So, hey, man, I think, too, you look at I think the guy who got fleeced was A.J. Preller, for sure. Absolutely. And like I said, I was terrified. I mean, Edgardo Henriquez, Alex Freeland, some of these lesser known prospects, they're still in the organization. And those are guys that I was scared would get traded as well. So love this deal for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Welcome to the Dodgers Nation, Dodgers Dugout Live trade deadline special, the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel in the game. By the way, if you haven't yet, we're going to be doing post-game shows all into the postseason, giveaways all postseason long. And thanks to you guys, we're doing tons of giveaways as well, sponsors, and definitely make sure you subscribe and you have that notification bell on as well, for sure. We got, is it a B plus or an A minus as well? Can't make trades for players that aren't available. Exactly. You can't buy a house that's not for sale. The Dodgers got the best starting pitcher available. We finally land the Tigers pitcher this year. That's from Juice Narrow, sir. Let's keep going down here. A $10 super chat from Showtime Demon. This is why Friedman deserves time to cook. Speaking of what cooked, that's what the Friedman haters are right now. He's the best GM in the world. We are the best team in the world. It's a fire take right there. Let's keep going down here. W. Friedman. So we got on a scale of 1 to 10, his impact, Victor Baños, a 9. Joe Medina, an 8. Philip Subia, an 8. Will says 8.5. Not Teague says 14. Spot on Showtime. Having fun in the Facebook group. Let's see here, guys. If D-Mac was our GM, we'd have no prospects. LOL. Parades over prospects, right? I'll take that one.
Win. Perfect.
Because Roberts will still pull him after 80 pitches. Yeah, SD is going down. Yeah, they're only 6.5 games back. Only 6.5 games back. Okay, so let's see. We got D-Mac's jacket made Freeman wake up. Delirium 9 says, but isn't SD's farm depleted? Seems like they gave up nothing. They're just good at hyping up their mediocrity. I mean, yeah, Preller's pretty good at continuing to kind of reinvent himself. There's no doubt about that. And they've had a different shift in kind of how they go about it. But so much crying right here. F the Giants, let Friedman cook. We got Flaherty, infinity. Let Friedman cook. All this talent, and if everyone's back and healthy for October, no excuses this year for an early exit. Please, with a cherry on top. Okay, so the jersey giveaway. Let's see right here who we've got. I'm got my producer, so definitely want to DM me for sure, or DM the Dodgers Nation account too, so you can claim it. So definitely be sure to do just that. Who did we get? Let's see here. Jeff Passenger tweeted there were a lot of trades. Yeah, definitely. Showtime Demon, that's a fire take for sure. We got yeah, Mr. Seabat said Cashman is getting roasted by the Yankees. I love it. Yeah. Johnny Cage, Victor Gonzalez, and Caleb Ferguson for Trey Sweeney. Shows how the Dodgers maneuver, man. It really is a testament to their ability to continue to find ways to get assets to cash in. DF Ked says, in terms of what is available, a 10 out of 10. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. We got 10 plus. We got D-Mac. We're looking good right now. Let's go. What will the lineup look like? I mean, the lineup, the 1 through 6, really, if everyone's healthy, it's going to be pretty much the same. You didn't go out there and get a big impact bat. And the way that Gavin Lux is performing, it kind of just depends on how does Tommy Edman look? How does Rosario look? Do you platoon Rosario and Gavin Lux as far as against left-handed pitchers? But so we got, I mean, let's see here. We got David Hurd. David Hurd is the winner of the Let Friedman Cook jersey. David Hurd, if you're still watching, comment down below and also DM us on Dodgers Nation to claim your prize. Also, guys, we're almost to 95,000. Once we hit 95,000, you can comment Go Tawny down below, and we're giving away a jersey. And then we'll also do a hat right here. Let's do a hat here. Let's see. Let's see if David, 5 Dodger Dogs, Kevin Kiermaier. Been a little Agway. I've been dealing with a little miniature cold here, but still I'm fine. Raul, the Dodgers passed on Verlander from the Tigers in 2017, so great move for this Tiger pitcher. That's a great take. It's a great take, and we know what happened that year. Caleb Ferguson got traded to the Cheat Stros. Did he really? Interesting. Fergie Ferg. Hog is losing it. That's from Lemon 818. Larry Mullen, Let Friedman Cook, D-Mac for president from Larry Mullen. We are winning it all in 2024. All right, guys. Yeah, we'll take a little break right now, and then we will be back. And we will be back a little later, and that's when we'll continue to break this one down. But the Dodgers get Jack Flaherty and Kevin Kiermaier on the day of the deadline. So if you look at the trades they've made so far, we'll do a full breakdown of it, but you got Ahmed Rosario for Michael Flynn, a right-handed pitcher. He goes to Tampa Bay. You also got Michael Kopech, and we broke that one down yesterday, but that was for 2 infielders, Jarrell Perez and Alexander Albertus. They head to Chicago. Kopech, 98.6 miles per hour on the heater. Kind of a project for sure. And then you also get Tommy Edman in that deal. So Edman, Kopech, Ahmed Rosario, Ricky Vanasco was traded to Detroit for cash considerations. James Paxton goes back to Boston. And then you add Jack Flaherty and Kevin Kiermaier. So still working on the Kevin Kiermaier package as far as the return. But, yeah, they focused on defense. They focused on quality as far as depending on what was available, but it would have been rough if they got nothing. But you got Jack Flaherty, and that definitely was the biggest get in all of this as far as starting pitchers. And also, too, I'm going to throw one more thing out there. No one got Crochet, right? He's not on the Orioles. You won't be facing him in the postseason. He's not on a team that you could be facing. He can't hurt you. So here we go. Did David claim his jersey? Andrew says, my name is David Hurd. Okay, I'll send you one too. You know, how about that, Andrew? Because that was funny. I'll send you a hat. DM me, you can get a Dodgers Nation hat. You'll be the winner of the hat, guys. So, yeah, let's keep it moving, guys. We'll do a live later to continue to break this one down. Showtime, Demon, thank you. Philip Subia, let's go. D-Mag, let's go. Dodgers. We're going to do a post-game show tonight. We'll continue to break this one down. But the Dodgers, they're the big winners. The Dodgers were the big winners of the MLB trade deadline. I truly believe that because you got the best starting pitcher that was available, that was actually traded. Garrett Crochet didn't get traded anywhere. He doesn't go to a team that you could face in the postseason. You also added some depth at key positions in the event that Mookie Betts doesn't stay at shortstop or Max Muncy doesn't return and play third base. You have some versatility at second base. And also you have 2 guys that can play center field, which was a massive glaring need, and 2 veterans that can do it at an extremely high level in Tommy Edman and Kevin Kiermaier. So I think this was definitely a big deadline for Andrew Friedman. This has been the most eventful deadline since they expanded the postseason. You got the highest quality of players. Last season, it was a lot of dollar menu shopping. Season before that, you got Joey Gallo and Chris Martin, who Chris Martin turned out to be fantastic. But this has been the best deadline since the expanded postseason, which is another big indicator that the Dodgers are all in on 2024. Nando 390 bullpen is a mess. Lots of questions about the bullpen, and we'll discuss that a little later in depth. But right now, if you're a Dodgers fan, you definitely have to feel good about that. Diced Melon says Gotani is launching at least 2 homers tonight. D-Mac for sure. Why? Tom Unger says, why Kiermaier? My man is approaching Medicare and retirement. That's a fin. That's a bruh for sure. That's hilarious though. I mean, yeah, it definitely is a move where the bat has been almost 50% below league average, but you do get a defensive player that's still one of the best. And you got, what was it for Yarbrough? Who did they get? Who was included in the deal? I still haven't gotten an update. And he's a someone that, has the ability to play that position. And look, if you're bolstering the outfield mix, you still have Teoscar out there. Who knows if Mookie goes back to right at some point. So, yeah, he's hitting 195. There's not a lot of ways to defend that. But, we had this, the Kevin Biggio experience. If that wasn't enough, maybe Kevin Kiermaier won't have success. But he's retiring after the season. He's just a depth piece. He's a depth piece that is going to take over for James Outman. And then we'll see what happens when all the injured players return. So this is not someone that you're guaranteed is going to feature in the postseason. He's a depth piece for now, and someone that is another. The Dodgers really, really gave themselves a lot of insurance this deadline, right? They've raised their floor. They've raised their ceiling as well with Flaherty, and they gave themselves insurance and backup plans at multiple positions. So Dodgers big winners at the deadline. But thanks for joining us here for the Dodgers Nation trade deadline special. My name is Doug McKain. Also, Ronnie points out, glad no one got Scooble as well. The Dodgers got the best pitcher that was available at the deadline, and that was a major, major win. Can't say it enough. So fantastic takes from you guys. Thanks for rocking with us, guys, for sure. Hit the like button on the way out. Ask me about the hat, Dice Melon. We're going to give these away in bunches pretty soon. So get that cough drop down, D-Mac. Yeah, I'll definitely do that. A little, just nothing too crazy. So, the deadline makes me sick, okay? I don't sleep much. And my brain's just constantly kind of going through these trades. And I don't get a lot of rest during this time period. So, hey, now it's the home stretch. D-Mac with those fire takes, Showtime. Thanks, Jim H. Tim T potentially need to open up 3 spots on the 40-man when Edman comes off the IL. Tim T, that stuff will figure its way out. I promise you that. We still don't know Chris Taylor in the groin, Max Muncy in the oblique. Is it bleak for the oblique and Max Muncy? We don't know about Miguel Rojas dealing with the flexor strain and everything he's dealing with. But still, the good thing about the depth in all these pieces is they're all interconnected in some way. With Kevin Kiermaier, now you can really take advantage of the versatility of Tommy Edman. The fact that you don't need him to play center field, because Kiermaier can certainly do that. And if Rojas can't come back and play shortstop, if Mookie Betts isn't going to go back to shortstop, Edman can be your starting shortstop. So can Rosario in a pinch as well. They have a lot of optionality. That is what this organization likes to do. I'm calling it right now. This team's going to win the World Series. Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. You need a whole lot around those guys, but now you have enough around them to allow them to shine. You have the starting rotation where you already addressed that in a big way in the offseason. And I'm not going to throw out the if everyone stays healthy cliche caveat. No. This team is going to find the ways. They're going to find a way to get it done in October because of the trade deadline like they had. Like I said, trades lead to parades. And Flaherty could be the Jordan Montgomery type, where it's not Andrew Millen in 2016 or a Strasburg in 2019, but he still is a major reason why you won the World Series. And he's been durable. He's been healthy. Kenny Chung says the floor was raised. Call it D-Mac. Get that parade jersey ready. Yes. Absolutely. But that's going to do it, guys. We're going to do another live later. We're going to continue to break this one down. But thanks for joining us here on the Dodgers Nation, Dodgers Dugout Live Trade Deadline Special. My name is Doug McKain. Follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Most important thing is subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel, the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. If you really want to support the channel, hit that like button so we can get more giveaways and do more stuff. And we're going to be here with you all through the rest of the season, the postseason. No weekends off. It's all Dodger baseball, 365 days a year, 24/7, 365. So definitely be sure to subscribe to the channel. And also leave your comments down below. Comment Go Tawny for our next big giveaway. Congratulations to our giveaway winner, David Hurd. Wins the jersey that I'm hoping he's going to get a Flaherty. Maybe he wants a Rosario. Maybe he wants a Edman. Maybe he wants a Kopech. You never know. But still, congratulations nonetheless, and our hat winner too. But we'll be back later to break down tonight's game against the Padres. Big game already, right? San Diego Padres, right? I mean, they're a team trying to win their first World Series in franchise history. They take on the Dodgers tonight. They're only 6.5 games back. So we'll be back later, guys. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. Happy trade deadline season. And until next time, think blue, bleed.